Do we have a tornado warning really, or do we have a tornado warning or not? I heard his beeper, but it's real. They said I was live. I guess I am. Looks like Bob ain't too live though. I don't know where he's at. He's laying out on me. My understanding is we've got a tornado warning around these parts. He done may have been swept up. He may be over on the other side of the rainbow for all I know. I'm kind of trying to get a little information on this here tornado warning. But I understand it might get kind of rough. No one's getting under a rock. That feller you saw there through them propane tanks, that's Digger Wilson. He's down there in the middle of the road, Sawmill Holler, 562-5444 for all your propane needs. And he's got winter propane coming in. He's getting ready for that frost in about 3 weeks. He's going to be all geared up. Don't see anything about a tornado watch here, but that's the information I've been given, so just kind of look out every now and then and see if you see anything going on. Maybe we got some rough weather coming. If you see Bob, tell him he's late, too. I wasn't here last week. I guess he's paying me back. Who knows? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find out something about this tornado thing, whether it's real or in the concrete. I'm looking on solidnews.com. That's the place to go. They have got everything you want. And I just went there and linked over to the National Weather Service. Hmm. I don't see any warnings here. Maybe this is a false alarm, but if you see anything going on, duck. Last week, I laid out. We had swinging new places, though. We had birds on my place last week. Everybody says that was a vast improvement over what they'd been seeing, so maybe we just let him come back again. I had a little encounter last week with an ophthalmologist. I've had cataracts for some time. I was legally blind. I went over and they lay you down. They don't put you to sleep. They just punch some holes in your eyeball, rake around, put you a new lens in there. Sounds like it's awful, but I carried on the conversation while it was going on. Don't hurt a bit. If you ever have to have it done, it ain't near as bad as getting a tooth filled. And I can read. See, I can tell who I've insulted now. Y'all might want to try that out. I didn't really come prepared to do a whole show. I didn't know I was going to have to do that, but we'll figure out something. If anybody's got anything they want to talk about, call me. If not, I'll just talk about whatever I feel like. I still don't see anything about a storm, but I think I saw some lightning, so be prepared, folks. Just take the television to the basement with you so you won't miss one exciting minute of while Bobless and Ronnie show tonight. The Democrats have got their convention going in Charlotte, which is good. I don't know why they didn't have it in Raleigh, a metropolis like this, but they'd probably just give them the whole town if they'd have something like that here. Anytime something big talks about coming in, somebody can afford to start on their own, they'll give them the whole city just to get them to start. But you let some poor fella try to make it from scratch on his own, all he won't do is throw up roadblocks. TV. Hello. You let him got away. We lost two of them. Beats me, folks. Call back. Maybe we'll try to figure it out. Take the phone. Let's be the operator. As I was saying, you let some big outfit want to come in locally, and they'll knock off the sales tax and everything just to get them to come in. And the people that have been here forever paying taxes, here when times is hard, through thick and thin, all they do is knock them. You can't get no help. And I'm not saying that I ever wanted any help. All I ever wanted was left alone, but you can't even expect that. If you ain't got everything, all your profits are going to some corporate office in another state, then they ain't got no use for you around this place. If you disagree with that, prove me wrong. I never did understand that, but well, I do really. It consolidates their tax base. They don't have to worry about collecting off of more than one person. They just got one check writer. Makes it easier for them to manipulate. But also, when that one big taxpayer leaves, it leaves a hole in the revenue. And just remember Walmart when they moved on down the road where the grass was greener. And speaking of local businesses, we've got some of them here. I've already mentioned Digger, Wilson's Gas, but Dixie Concrete has been, those boys have been here. They was coal haulers and rock haulers, and then they got in the concrete business back in the early 70s, and they learned all the ins and outs of how to mix and blend a perfect product, and they've been doing it ever since. You might want to check them out if you ever need concrete, and they got other stuff too. TV.
Hello, Ronnie.
566-6699.
Yeah, make sure you put kids that's looking for stuff
You think I can't remember that phone number?
99 or 210 Sharps Lane, apartment 130 here in La Pala.
210 Sharps Lane, apartment what?
130.
130. I can remember that Sharp part all right.
Where's your buddy at?
I don't know. He may be asleep.
I think he might be watching that game.
Who's playing?
Giants.
Who knows? I wouldn't know.
You have a good show. Just keep it up.
Well, I'll run out of something to talk about if somebody don't help me, because I didn't come prepared to talk all night.
You got a long way to go.
He's paying me off for last week, ain't he?
Yeah.
But he brought Virgil in. I ain't got no Virgil. I'll make it, though.
You have a good night.
You take care of yourself. As I was saying, Dix Concrete, not only they got concrete, they've got septic systems. They've got septic tanks and all that stuff hooks up to it. They can just fix you up. They provide everything except the filling. You got to provide that yourself. Yep, still don't see nothing about a cyclone. It's strange. Here a few minutes ago, there's bells and buzzers going off everywhere saying we had a tornado warning. I can't seem to find out anything about it. If the pilot news ain't got it, it must not be real. What about it? We got a tornado or not? McCreary County, Kentucky. That's why we don't know anything about it. Now, I remember McCreary County, Kentucky, because when I went to Cumberland College, which I did for a couple of years, around here everybody's from a certain town. I mean, I was from Grantsboro, I was from Denver, I was from Foley, I was from Jacksboro. Up there, they were from counties. They didn't ever tell you what town they're from or what village. It was always a county. Took a little getting used to. Unless they were from Lexington or something really big, they were just from a county. So I learned all about McCreary County, Kentucky, and Bell County, and Whitley County. So, as I was saying before, if you ever, when you get old and can't see, if it happens to be a fixable condition, get it fixed, because it's really changed. I've been able to see now for a week, and it's made all the difference in the world. I can see colors again. It ain't just all shades of gray. I see all them pretty lights and everything, just like Christmas. So, don't be like me and put it off as long as you can. I put it off till summer, so my young'uns, one of them at least, would be around to drive me around for a day or two. And then found out you have to get in line. I got to the front of the line. My young'uns has done moved on, but we worked it out. I got it down. I'm happy to say that I can actually see myself over on that monitor, and I didn't realize what a good-looking guy I am. I hope you share that opinion. UGG TV is going strong here. I reckon we're even on the air there. Yeah, there we are. UGG TV, television at its best. UGG TV.
Hey, gentlemen.
No, there's old UGG TV's assistant.
It's going slow tonight, ain't it?
I say, yeah, I see you made it home. My partner has got sidetracked. Went off and rested his eyes, I suppose.
He may be out partying tonight.
He could
we
be.
got a whole lot to celebrate tonight.
What's that?
Well, we hit the $16 trillion mark yesterday.
Yeah, well, that's last night. We're still partying from last time.
Yeah, he may be trying to get over that party last night. I reckon everybody partied, didn't they, when we hit that great milestone?
I'll tell you one thing. If I could borrow $16 trillion, I wouldn't. But if I could borrow $16 trillion, I'd figure I was pretty well alone. But I wouldn't borrow it. I'd want to keep that good credit rating.
Well, I'd like for somebody to explain to me how that you can borrow your way out of debt. I've never have been
And I'll tell you one thing, if they'd let me borrow $16 trillion for about 3 days interest free, I wouldn't ever have to work again.
I heard that.
Mark Twain wrote a story one time called £1,000 banknote or something like that. And what it was, they give this guy, there he is. They gave this guy a big bill. It was like a $10,000 bill or something. And these people was arguing about what would happen. It was these two bigwigs had a bet going, and one of them said he'd spend it. Anyway, what happened was he took that $10,000 bill or whatever it was. You remember the Mark Twain story where they gave the guy the big bank bill and had 30 days. Well, he kept it for 30 days and started a business. Never broke the bill. He just showed it to people as collateral, and he parlayed it into a big business without ever spending a penny of it, and was independently wealthy within 30 days, and married one of them there guys that was making a bet, married his daughter. So works out pretty good. $16 trillion for 3 days interest free. I would make enough money in 3 days that I wouldn't have to worry about it.
I used to have a buddy who used to go out drunk, and he always had $100 bill, he never had any change, so he always drank free off that $100 bill. It's about like the reason I'm late tonight, good old Bob.
Drinking free?
No, good old Bob loans his truck out, So they bring it back, park it right in its normal place. And I get out, and I didn't get to Rainbow Restaurant before it run out of gas. Now, so help me. I coasted down the hill, and I finally pushed the pedal, bumped and bucked and snorted and everything. I finally got back up to the shop, and so I got in the other one and come down. So that's where I've been, People don't know that they'll run for a while off with no oil, but they won't run at all without gas.
Well, they didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't have to drive it anymore.
It didn't bother them.
It took them where they had to go.
They got it back in.
You should have switched over to propane. Well, I've been giving you all a hard time.
Giving who?
You.
Well, I thought my ears were burning coming down the road for something.
Yeah, I better give you.
Well, there's a whole lot of subjects that we could have some fun with tonight and discuss. This thing about the 82-year-old nun, I think that one is very interesting.
Hold on a minute.
There we go.
Bob's fixed the phone, man. Go ahead.
Picking with your phone.
Has he got it to working?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Hey, you know how this really gets me here? It's interesting. I've got to anymore where I start laughing at all this stuff because it don't mean nothing no how. You heard that old saying, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That guy gets his head blowed off. It don't mean nothing. Just drive on. Hey, down there, now I got this pretty straight. How do you think that they're going to discipline, from what I'm finding out, the security system down there? You'd never guess how they're going to discipline them people. Let me tell you.
Give them a day off and get retrained?
No, what they're going to do. Now, I heard this about one. I can't call names or anything, but I thought it was interesting. The years that he likes being able to retire, up to so many years to where he can retire, they're going to pay him. This is what they're going to do. They're going to pay them till they're old enough to retire. You follow me?
Yeah.
The higher ups, they're going to allow them to retire with full benefits, of course. Now, what this boils down to is there's no such thing as accountability when it comes to government and whatever else. We can just laugh about it. But I heard one of them, the guy's going to get fired, one of them, and I didn't hear this other part about how it's going to go, that they're going to get paid. Now, some of them may not.
Well, them poor fellers out there toting guns is not the one that needs fired. It's the fellers that set up the procedures that need to be relieved of duties.
No, but he's kin to somebody.
With full benefits.
Yeah.
But the other guys down there, this is what they're going to get too. The guys have to, are out there on the beat running, whatever. The ones that's going to be dismissed my understanding is this is how they're going to be taken care of. We hear one thing or whatever. Uh, the guy who was the first on the scene, and I've been reading this thing in the paper trying to follow it. The first guy on the scene, they're going to fire him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't use enough aggressiveness.
Yeah.
When he came on the scene, two guys were sitting down reading the Bible.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the lady, she's 82-year-old, because he didn't take out his bitty stick or draw his gun or do him bodily harm. And this gentleman, this is what I'm reading, he's an experienced person in that field, and he could survey the situation when he come upon it. That
he says I've been trained to not use excessive force, but they fired him because he turned his back on them. In the course of calling and saying I got some intruders, he took his eye off of them, and they saying that was a fatal mistake.
Well, the lady said that he did.
I know.
Said he did take his eye off of them.
Well, you know as well as I do that they had to fire somebody.
He would never have taken his eyes off of her if she had been 22 years old.
Yeah. Well, they had to fire somebody. I mean, you got to expect that.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Oh, gone.
You got a phone call.
Now they put that what you got, ad come over your coverage.
Oh.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm sure you'll get some calls there. If you don't, we'll find something to philosophize on.
No, I've got Bob now. I don't have to talk.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Well, I done told him about Dixie, and I done told him about Digger. You want to tell him about where you run out of gas, we'll have that done.
Well, what it did, I thought maybe it was wanting to turn into Rainbow Restaurant because it kind of hiccuped, you know.
Like it does in the morning.
Yeah. You have to fight the steering wheel when I go along there in the morning to keep it from turning in. And but then it hiccuped through more time before I got down there to the Wild Bob Ronnie Expressway. Yeah. And so I finally made up there to that new saloon up there on the left. The one that made out of opened up a saloon up there at the Sportsman's Bar.
I didn't know anything about that. Where's that at?
You know where the old Sportsman's Bar was, don't you?
No, I don't know where the new Sportsman was.
The old Sportsman's Bar was the first brick building on the left after you go past Hunter's Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They got a new saloon up there.
Oh, yeah. Wait, my hair saloon.
Oh, is it a hair saloon?
Yeah, it's a hair saloon.
I'm going to drop in for a drink, but I ain't got no hair, so...
You ain't got no business up there.
I ain't got no point in dropping in. But I managed to turn around there, and I was up pumping the pedal, and everything.
That always helps.
He was bumping and jumping and bumping and jumping, and finally made it back up there, you know. And I actually had some gas there, and I put in it. But evidently, it sucked something up in the strainer or something. I don't know what it was because it just didn't hip it none. So I finally just switched vehicles.
Yeah. That don't sound good.
That's the story of my life. But these people over at Wire 12, they say that they're doing illegal things over there, you know, and that she was a citizen of the world, you know. But they have to understand we are not under international law. We are supposed to be under the Constitution of the United States and the law system that has derived out of that. And
the key word there is supposed to be, not is, but supposed to be.
I know Obama, he would have us have to adhere to all of the everything the United Nations wants. You know,
well, that's not.
I'm gonna tell you what I feel about it.
He's the head of a big movement.
I think we ought to run the United Nations out of New York City, and that we ought to drop out of it.
Well, I think they could probably get them to relocate in the Follies if they'd agree to give them, free internet.
No, they'd have to go through an incubation period to ever relocate here.
I hadn't thought of that.
So,
we'd give them a tax, not charge me taxes for a while. Maybe they'd come here.
Well, only if they would let the county do a bond issue,
Yeah.
could do a bond. That'd be a good
With
thing.
no obligation.
That would be a good thing to put over there where they want to do the convention system.
There's no obligation for the county. That'd be an excellent
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah, we're just all we're gonna do is sign the note. We ain't gonna stand good for that.
I understand that, you know. And I'm thinking about, see, if we can't open up a business and get the state to sign on some bonds for me and you.
I want to be tax exempt for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm tired of being non-profit.
That's what I was going to say. I'm already non-profit. I want to be tax exempt too. Got to get some of that paperwork, that non-profit stuff.
That's what we need to do. You know, the only money I know of that's to be made in this county is
legal.
Huh?
Legal.
Legal.
Yeah, legal.
You see what they found them pot plants over here in Granger County? They raised up the size of tomato right there. Some of them were 12 foot tall.
Boy, them tall tomatoes.
You'd have to get real high to get up there and smoke it.
Fly up there and get him down.
Right, is that right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's more lucrative than tomatoes.
Probably more per pound, you know.
Yes, it is. And probably better quality. I don't care much for them Granger County tomatoes. You can drive nails to them suckers, but they sure are pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty, and they're built to ship now, you know. Yeah. You don't have to worry about them getting crushed.
No, they won't get mashed up. They'll be pretty and green and not a blemish on them, and you have to have an axe to cut them.
I threw one in a pot of soup I had,
and
he threw it back.
Maybe your cow wasn't dead either.
Not quite that bad, but pretty close to being correct. You know, I guess, you know, the women of this country are really getting the VIP treatment.
Yep.
The king of the hill, the one that has always known how to properly treat women, is giving the keynote speech tonight at the Democratic Convention.
Yeah, he'd be passing out cigars after the talk.
Yeah, he's going to have Paula Jones there and all those girls, you know, showing them just how he knows how to treat a woman, you know. And in fact, he treated them so good that in one instance they disbarred him for 8 years, took his law license away for 8 years.
I don't understand how people get rehabilitated. Well, I guess that's good, really.
Well, you're talking about the same thing true with thieves and drug dealers and things like that, you know. Just because a man gets caught twice don't mean he's not going to do it again.
No, not even 3 strikes, you're out.
Right, but that was. This rehabilitation, it's got to show me something. I've never known anybody rehabilitated. Maybe you might physically, if you got a leg ailment or an arm ailment or something
bad
like
eyesight,
a torn ligament or something like that. But mentally, I've never seen too many people rehabilitated.
Well, I think there have been plenty of people changed courses and lived better and done better, but generally speaking, it's hard to rehabilitate a liar.
You know, something that concerned me, we mentioned it here a little bit before. You know, we have all these safety nets for people here.
I keep falling through the net.
We've got safety nets for people that ain't even fell off the wire yet, you know. And we've got SSI, we've got Family First, and we've got food stamps, and we've got TennCare, and we have all these programs.
Earned income credit. Earned income credit.
Oh, yeah, you got your earned income tax credit from IRS, and you don't even have to have no income. You know,
if you got income, you don't get nothing. Right. I mean, you got to unearn any.
But what concerns me, and I'm sure there's someone in our listening or viewing audience that can clarify some things.
That there earned income credit is like the kid that that goes to school and everybody gets something, gets a Valentine's card or something, and he don't get one, he feels bad. They invented that there earned income, so everybody can get a check back.
Right.
If you didn't work, you got one. If you did work, in fact, them that don't work gets more back than them pays it in.
Yeah, I know that.
And when you pay it in and get it back, all you're doing is getting your money back. Whenever you don't pay it in and get it back, you're getting my money too.
I know. See, I've had earned income tax credit for well since I retired. I've been able to take advantage of it because I had less income than when I was working. Back when I was working, they come out there and they claimed I underpaid them $6,000 one year, and I don't know how many thousands I'd already paid. So the fella come out there, and I was pretty well resigned to the fact that I was going to have to pay it. So I counted it out, and 6,005 cents on the end. He lost the nickel. He couldn't find the nickel. So he would give me a hard time, wanting me to give him another nickel. I said, look, I had a hard decision to make. I said, I was deciding whether or not to shoot you when you come out here or whether to pay you. And I said, that nickel might be just the straw that breaks the camel's back. He found that nickel.
I'll tell you a nickel story in a minute. Hood TV.
Hey, how y'all doing, guys?
Pretty
Very
good.
good.
I hate to bother you this time. I know it's a bad time. But Bob, I was looking to see if you had a good trailer for sale.
Trailer? You got a trailer for sale?
No, I don't.
You probably want one with a neck on it. I know where there's one ain't got
I got
no
one
neck.
that ain't got a hitch on it.
No.
Yeah, I got one that's kind of disabled.
What kind of trailer are you looking for?
Just a tandem axle, something all tractor with a bush hog, a little small.
Yeah, that's pretty good size.
I might sell that one that's got the bad hitch on it. I'm going to have to weld a hitch on it, And, I went over it with a backhoe or got up on it with one of the hydraulic feet on the backhoe and broke it off.
Yeah, I understand. Are you on sale or maybe just keep it or what?
Did you what?
You want to sell it?
Yeah, I may just sell that trailer. Come down tomorrow and I'll show it to you. I got to go down there and offload some tires off of it tomorrow. So.
Okay. I'm out of town every day. I'll just stop in and see you. Is that okay?
Okay, be good.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Appreciate you. Good old trailer.
At one time, they had a sales tax guy that took your sales tax over in Jellicoe. And this is back in the 50s or early 60s. Pop had misfigured his sales tax by a nickel. And the guy come over there from Jellicoe to get that nickel. And Pop got a nickel out of the cash register and said, I can't do that. He said, do you think I'd drive over here for a nickel? I'd have put it in myself. He said, I have to have a check for a nickel. And they had to write him a check for a nickel. That's the only thing the state would take, because they wanted to make sure he come after it. They wouldn't take a nickel. They had to have a check for a nickel. They sent a guy from Jellicoe over here to collect a nickel. Hood TV.
Hey.
Hey, this is Tokyo Joe.
Oh, Tokyo!
Is it Tokyo?
Yeah, how's the chihuahua and rice?
Oh, I finally make it back to America.
Well, that's good. Tokyo Joe.
Well, let me tell you, I got a big problem.
What's the matter, Tokyo?
Well, I've got a big problem.
Well, what is it?
I meet Japanese woman. I bring her back to the father.
Yeah, Tokyo Akbar.
Now she thinks she's a big tough Republican.
Oh, maybe you ought to team up with her. Sounds good to me.
And she break out all against her knives, and she accused me. coming back from Tokyo with several geisha women.
Them there geisha women's real interesting, I hear.
Yeah.
I don't go like that.
Well, maybe you need to.
I do not go like that.
Maybe you need to put a little spice in your life.
Oh, she put spice in my life. She kept me in the house.
Well, Tokyo, we sure are glad to hear you. We've been concerned about you.
Yeah. We've been wondering what was going to do with all these extra chihuahuas.
Why?
Well, I miss you too. You know, I try to get them to carry your show in Tokyo, but they say it won't broadcast.
We're on the internet. We're on the internet now. You can get us.
So you broadcast all the way to Mars. You can't broadcast to the planet.
We're on the internet. You can get us in Tokyo now.
Well, they need to open their ears and shut their tiny eyes.
Well,
let me ask you something. How is Mrs. Tokyo?
You know, now they got the marijuana over there. Their eyes real small now.
Yeah, they do?
Yeah, everyone you think is heavy metal concert.
Heavy metal concert.
They all look like they just come out of it.
Oh. Good stuff, huh?
But, you know, I got rid of all the dogs in my backyard, so I don't have a few problems.
You might want to go down to Granger County.
Well, Granger County good.
I understand they've got a new growing plan down there.
Well, I got to go. My Chinese princess is fixing to leave, so I must see you later next time.
Okay,
right.
Take care of yourself.
We look forward to seeing you, Tokyo.
Watch them airplanes.
Okay.
See ya.
Okay, old Joe.
How about that?
Well. That's pretty good.
Maybe he'll drop by the store when he gets back. What did he say he'd be landing?
Nah, he said he did. I don't know. By the way, you was going to tell us about the grub at Rainbow Restaurant.
Oh, man. What you talking about? I say, when I was running out of gas, I thought my truck was wanting to come in there. You know, I said, hey, boy, look, it ain't open right now, you know, because it was...
They're going to wait till morning.
I said,
I didn't know your truck was hooked on biscuits.
Yes, said that right. It gets about 21 miles to the biscuit, you know. You can't beat that.
That's pretty good.
As big as those biscuits are, it takes me about 21 miles to eat one, you know, while I'm going up the road. But you can't beat it, Rainbow Restaurant. They got a special going, $2.99. That's 2 eggs, a meat, either bacon or sausage or bologna. They might have something else in there, I don't know. The grits or biscuits or gravy, you know.
Grits or gravy, biscuits or toast.
Right.
Yeah.
Or toast, sure. Can't beat it. I also still got their buffet going in the morning. You just go down there. I guarantee you, you go down there and chow down on that breakfast bar, you don't have to eat no more the rest of the day.
No, but if you want to take something with you, they make a good burger basket you can take with you.
They sure do. And they serve it anytime. You're not gonna come in and say, oh, there's no time to serve that. They want to serve you, they want to please you, and they do by serving good food, good service, and a reasonable price.
That's what they do. TV.
Hey.
Hello,
Akbar.
No Akbar, yeah.
Akbar, we're getting all our foreigners in here.
Yeah, we are.
Well, you know, we don't do any offshore tech support here.
You haven't been out of the country lately, have you?
Well, boys, I'm actually out of the country right now. I'm watching you on the internet.
Oh, well. Ain't we pretty?
A little choppy.
Little what? Little choppy? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll quit being choppy. Maybe you got a slow connection.
Yes. I heard Mr. Tokyo Joe, he called in.
Yep.
And I just wanted to tell him, if he is listening, that I am very happy that the other ethnicities are calling in and making themselves known.
We're going to have Slavs. I met a Slav the other day. A pretty little Slav, I'll tell you.
There's a pretty little Slavic girl that works down Walmart in the computer department.
No, well.
Have you been in there?
What does this
She is from...
mean? I do not understand this word.
What did break Czechoslovakia up into?
Well, she's from, the one I talked to is from Slovakia. And then you've got the Czech Republic.
Okay, I thought you said
Czechoslovakia is now the Czech Republic and Slovakia.
But you got Bosnia and what else?
Well, that's on over.
We're not talking about Czech, I'm talking about Yugoslavia.
Is she very dark, very short, works in the electronics, I believe?
Mm-hmm. That's what Bob says.
Oh, I have met I can't remember where she is from. I met a lady when I went to the Walmart, and she was from a different country.
Yeah, Bob's got her in Yugoslavia now, I think.
Yeah, boy, they broke it up into Bosnia and what else? She's not from Bosnia.
Herzegovina?
No, it wasn't
He is supposed to reverse mellowed. That is what has happened.
The other big part, you know.
Well, I don't know. We'll just see here.
We'll just see what she told me. I done forgot. What she told me, what she said. Very lady, you know, and she's in the, round up where they sell the computers. That's a desk.
That's where they made them Yugos.
Yeah.
Them $3,000 cars. It was overpriced.
It was the world's first disposable automobile.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
At that time,
I've seen many disposable automobiles, but nothing you're explaining. I've seen them break into the semi-trucks. Oh my goodness, I have seen so many of the car wrecks, it is not funny. And I would tell you, those cars are very disposable.
There's Bosnia, Herzegovina.
I believe it's
Croatia.
Slovenia. Well, we're getting all sorts of geography here, and I don't know what some of these things is. Slovenia, Croatia.
Croatia is where she's from.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, that's where she's from.
Have you ever been to Romania?
Right.
Never been to Romania, but I've got a bat friend that lives there.
Oh, no, not the vampires. That is, what is it? The Transylvania. The Romania, it is just full of people wearing the dark clothes.
I have a friend that roosts over in
Yeah, I've got a
Romania.
friend there that hangs upside down.
He hangs upside down.
We do sorts of world geography around here, buddy. we think that may be overseas somewhere.
Yes, it is somewhere over there. You never know.
You don't want to wake him up during the day.
No, wouldn't be recommended.
Gracious. So, Bob, I meant to ask you, why have you not had the fruit stand open? I've been wanting to get some more of your peaches.
Well, I don't know. It may be a little while before I open the fruit stand back up, you know.
Peaches out of season.
Yeah, peaches, and I don't know what you call pumpkins fruit or not.
Make good pies. You gonna sell any apples?
Probably will. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go over to Virginia and get a load of apples.
Why don't you go to Washington?
Huh?
Why don't you go to Washington? Yeah.
You know my daughter's gonna go to
I need to
Seattle.
take call. I am getting another
call. Well, you go right ahead there.
I am very sorry. I must answer this.
Be a good boy, Akbar.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Yeah. My daughter that's probably going to go to Seattle to graduate school. I told her to take her umbrella.
What's she going to be, a Boeing engineer?
Yeah, I told her to take her umbrella.
Yeah, she'll need. What's she going to be when she grows up?
She's getting a PhD in forensics.
Going to dig up bones?
She's going to dig up bones.
She needs to go see old, what's that guy's name down there that dug up the bones in Texas? Can't stay out of jail?
Yeah.
Digging up bones. What is his name? He can't seem to get sober long enough to go home from jail anymore.
Yeah, I think she's from Croatia. Which is the Croats, are they?
Well, they were part of the Yugoslavia back where they had old.
Yeah, but I think about what religion they were.
Well, some of them are Muslim, some of them are Christian.
No, but majority of them were
Greek Orthodox.
no, it's Christian church. What do you call that? Orthodox, the Greek Orthodox.
That's what I just said.
Is that what you just
Yeah.
said? Okay, well, I think that's what they were, and I think she didn't want to get into too much political discussion. She just said, prayer will take care of all of it. And I forgot to ask her how many times a day she had to pray, but that would tell you a lot.
Well, I guess. Let's tell them about Vital Care before we run out of time here.
Okay. Well, you don't want to run out of time with Vital Care because they will be there when you need them. All you got to do is call 562-9370 for Vital Care. They'll come pick you up, take you to the hospital or wherever you need to go. And they do it courteously. They will make good customers out of you. And the great thing about it is, it's not going to cost everybody in the county an arm and leg for you to have medical transportation.
562-9370 there is Vital Care.
Vital Care.
That's what I recommend. I hope you don't need any medical assistance. But when you do, you need to go with the best. 562-9370. It's just like working on your car. You go with the best.
Right. Guess who's helping sponsor
Bob and Ronnie?
The Democratic convention?
Who?
Napa.
Uh-oh.
Right. But I didn't hear him give Randy's name there,
Maybe he's not sending them any money to help out.
So, Napa, National Automobile Parts Association, they're sponsoring and help sponsor the television that's on ABC, and I imagine it costs them a little bit of money to do that.
I'd say it does. I mean, ain't nobody watching it, but
they claimed they had to move it indoors because they didn't have enough people to fill that stadium up.
Oh, but they turned people away.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
I was going to go, but I never have been to Charlotte. I've been over around it, but never have been to Charlotte.
You've never been to Charlotte?
Nope.
Oh, I know Charlotte pretty good. I used to work that area.
I dated a couple of Charlottes.
Years ago.
Ugh, TV.
Hey.
Well, if you get to wanting to go to Napa to get your auto parts, you might want to call in advance, 562-9406 or 562-2629. They're across from IGA. You know what IGA is, don't you?
Just might have to go up there tomorrow to get something to fix the difficulty with my brush.
You may need a new filter.
Well,
I bet you they've got them.
I'm going to bet they have done.
You may have poured a little something out of gas in there in that can.
No.
Are you sure?
No. They were doing it before poured anything in there.
Because I went up there and got that there can, and I didn't have nothing to put back in it, so I put water in it so you wouldn't notice.
No, this can was locked up and it was full of gasoline.
Okay then. Well, maybe you didn't run out of gas. Maybe you had something else wrong with it.
Possibly, but he didn't say anything's wrong with it and brought it back. He could have just started when I started it up.
If I borrow something, it's going to tear up. It'll tear up while I've got it. Ugh, TV.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, TV.
Well, hello there.
Hey, I'm a foreigner too. I'm from Hazel Valley.
Well, that's practically the other side of the mountain.
That's Scott County. That's definitely a foreign country.
Yeah, well, I'm from Grantsboro. We've been trying to secede from the Union now for low on 40 years.
Anybody comes out of Hazel Valley, that's you're coastally deprived and don't know nothing.
Well, that's about right.
You say they didn't put you to sleep.
No.
When you had your cataract surgery, did you have both eyes?
No, one. We'll have the other done for long.
Oh, okay.
I guess you just didn't have as much backbone as I had.
Hey, I was a little bit scared because I read about that French painter.
Yeah. Monet?
Yeah, Monet that did the
One had the
Impressionist painting.
one had the candles in his hat, and his paintings got better when he went cross-eyed.
Well, you know, he had cataracts and couldn't see nothing, and they got a whole room full of nothing but his Impressionist painting when he had cataracts and was legally blind.
Yeah.
And they said his art wasn't near as good after he had cataract surgery and got his eyesight back. But, you know, he was like 6'5", weighed about 300 pounds, and they didn't have any way to put him. They tried to put him to sleep, but they used too little because he was a big man. He woke up in the middle of the surgery.
Ooh.
They called people off the street to come in and sit on him and hold him down. I mean, and he was such a big man, but they got enough volunteers to come in there and hold him down and finish the surgery.
Fixed his eyes and smothered him to death sitting on him, didn't he?
But he was like 60, 65, I think, when he was 62, 65 when he had cataract surgery, and he lived another 25 years. And they said his heart wasn't near as good after he got his eyesight.
I'll tell you what, it was the most painless. I mean, I'd 10 to 1 rather have it done as to have a tooth filled. But, I mean, there's a whole lot of aggravation goes with it. You got to put them blame drops in your eyes for at least a week. I don't know how much longer. But, no, they didn't. Now, I watched the video to see how they done it. They punch holes in your eye and fool around and just on. Well, I didn't. Of course, now I'm going to tell you, they put some drops in your eye and say this is going to numb it, and evidently it works. And then they give you a little dose of Valium so you won't get excited. But I had a good old time. I laid there and talked to that guy while he's poking holes in my eyeball. And I didn't realize when I got to think about it that I wish I'd have paid a little more attention so I could look up, see if I could see what was going on the other side.
You went to Oak Ridge Eye Clinic, didn't you?
Yeah, and they give me that coffee you bragged about. It's the best coffee I'd had in half a day.
That's where I went, but they put me to sleep. When they wake you up, they give you the coffee, and that helps wake you up a little more. And, but I had somebody drive me over, and
that's always good.
We stopped at the Cracker Barrel and ate on the way back.
Well, I stopped and had a big meal on the way back, too. I hadn't had nothing for about 16 hours at that time.
Yeah, they don't let you eat tonight.
You mean you can't eat before the surgery?
And,
not even a drink of water.
No, no.
But it ain't near as bad as it was back when Monet had his surgery.
Back when the Romans and the Incas were doing that kind of surgery, they'd just poke that lens inside your eye, and then if it didn't get infected or healed up, then they'd break the end off a pop bottle or something where you look through it.
They basically they take the lens out and put you a new one in, and I have to have reading glasses, but I don't have to have glasses for normal eyesight.
Well, I don't know how mine will be later on, but I can see fine print.
You know, I might have to do that when I get older.
You better be saving up then.
Yeah, you're getting up there. You're almost reaching old age there, Bob.
Yeah.
You keep coming to work
old
late.
age. You're going to get there sooner or later.
I'm well on my way. I told somebody the other day, I said, you realize I'm 77 years old? They said, you don't look a day over 76 and a half.
They said, is that all?
Anyway, guys, great show.
Be good, boy.
See ya.
See ya. Well, we've almost wasted another perfectly good hour. And I've kind of got a feeling if they're going to evacuate us, put somebody else in the same room.
Well, I expect you're going to do that. You know, we need to charge them for keeping these seats warm.
I reckon we do. We got to warm them up from cold.
Right, you know. And, I might mention while we got a little time here, we got a few minutes, that I've got a lot of things for sale down at my place. I've got what all have I got?